Thursday Night Football, good?
Woo. Thursday Night Football, very good. Maybe top 3 game of the year so far. It had it all. Did the world fall in love with Mac Jones last night?
Dude,
Does the world want to boink Mac Jones this morning?
I think everybody on planet Earth loves Mac Jones this morning, except Bill Belichick, who still doesn't like Mac Jones.
Yeah, I was thinking about that last night, watching like his post-game press conference.
Yeah.
So he shows up to the game in that fucking suit, the two-face suit, right? And I think it was Barstool who tweeted it, and their main account doesn't have very many good tweets in terms of like a solid caption. But I think it said Mac Jones is either going to die a hero or live long enough to see himself become the villain. I was like,
he died a hero. He did. You know what? Listen, I don't know how Mac Jones is feeling this morning because, oh boy, he got his ass beat last night. But so much respect for the man.
And after the game, he was in good spirits.
Yeah.
And do you remember when the Patriots drafted him? And I think it was like his opening press conference, and he was like lighthearted. He was excited to be there. He was having fun. And it was like 1 week later, the press conference, he was just like, yeah, no, we got to keep practicing. The real Mac Jones is back because he was joking around with them. He was laughing. He was talking about not knowing what being an underdog really meant because Kyle Shanahan said, hey, we're underdogs. They moved us to even bigger underdogs. So like go out there and let's let it rip. And I was like, oh yeah, that was Mac Jones before the Patriots tried to kill him. And then I had this thought about Bill Belichick. I think about a lot, Tom. I was like, Bill Belichick is the type of coach who believes you can succeed in the NFL because of him. Kyle Shanahan, other good coaches, they're the type of coaches who believe you can succeed in the NFL because they're going to help you get the best out of yourself as a player. Sure. And I was like, I think that's a pretty good observation. Belichick is an asshole. Everybody else is cool.
Yeah. So talking about that game last night, there is a few things that really stood out to me. I've been praising the 49ers, right, in power rankings. Like they've been my honorable mention, like for the past few weeks, but I haven't put them in the top 10 because after the Nick Bosa injury, I was like, okay, this worries me for their future, and their defense has been consistent. And then this past Sunday, like their O-line did not look great. And it was like, all right, well, now going on a short week, going up against a division rival in the Rams who have a good pass rush. I think besides Mac Jones, that was one of the most surprising things is that 49ers offensive line, you know, he got beat up in that game as that game went along. But for the most part, like they did a pretty nice job. They were able to score efficiently. They scored on their opening drive. They were moving down the field. And yeah, it was an impressive win if you're a 49ers fan.
Yeah. Big balls by Mac Jones, because most of the shots he was taking, Tom, it was like right after he threw the ball, right? Correct. So it wasn't like he was taking a bunch of sacks.
Correct.
Or, you know, sometimes you'll see quarterbacks like really trying to extend plays, and then they're like, he saw the guys coming and he just got rid of the ball and he took blast. It was mostly Jared Verse and I think Byron Young just beating the piss out of him. Yeah. Like there's a shot towards the end of the game where like Jones is like pulling up his pants. His like butt pad was like flipped out.
He's throwing up.
He could barely, his knees all jacked up. He was down after one play, just holding it. We're like, oh God, that he's done. He's coming out of the game, but he went back in there. He literally dry heaved on the way to the sideline. And he was efficient. The Niners jumped out to a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, dude.
So, and I'm gonna be honest, because and Sam, outside of the line, you mentioned everybody was hurt for the Niners.
Oh yeah,
multiple receivers out of that game. No Jennings, no Ricky Pearsall. I'm like, damn, Mac Jones has got to go in there, and he's got to throw to a bunch of Mac Jones. And I forgot that the game was on. I forgot the game was on. I remembered it was like 5:50. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to turn the game on in a little bit. when you have a kid, you can get sidetracked pretty easily. We're getting ready I'm helping Carm get ready for bath time. And I'm like, oh shit, there's a football game on. And then I turned it on. I'm like, oh shit, the Niners are up 14-0. Then I open up Twitter. I'm like, oh God, Mac Jones has been playing great. And then I watched the rest of the game. But if you're looking at San Francisco and you're comparing them to, say, the Ravens right now, I think you're seeing the difference between what a coach who I would just say Kyle Shanahan is coaching much better than John Harbaugh right now. He's having his team far more prepared with the same amount of injury excuses behind him every week. So
it's so funny because one, Ravens fans will agree. And then it's funny because 49ers fans over the past few years, they've looked at Shanahan. I mean, we've been on this show, and some 49ers fans are like, have we hit the ceiling with Shanahan? But like in these situations, right? Like this is why he's a good coach. And I think it's proven there, especially when you have a ton of guys out. And, you know, we're going to talk about the 49ers a bit. I do want to talk about the Rams because holy God, man, you talk about chances to win this football game. Like there are 3 distinct opportunities that they have to win this football game and they couldn't get it done. We'll talk about that. But for the 49ers, I'm talking about them being contenders, you know, within the NFC West, there are a bunch of teams that, you know, they have pretty solid records. They have the easiest schedule, right, on paper. That was the big thing coming into this year. And if they're, you know, I know Bosa's going to be out, but if they're going to be able to get healthy as the season goes along, they get guys like Kittle back, Ayuk eventually, right, Juwan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall, you know, actually having a guy to throw the ball to besides Kendrick Bourne, then, oh man, this could get fun. But the question I have for you, and I'm not even trying to start a little something here, is I almost mentioned this during Every Fans because Brock Purdy didn't look great on this past Sunday, but I gave a lot of flack to the offensive line that he didn't have a lot of time. It was tough. All that being said, after Mac Jones's performance, is it okay? Like we're really going to wait for Brock Purdy to get healthy, even though now might have to wait for Mac Jones to get healthy. Are you looking at that going, interesting, even though you just gave Brock Purdy a whole bunch of money? Just asking. Trying to stir up any controversy.
Yeah.
But he looked good. I mean, he's been able to win them games. Yeah.
No, and Jones has been good. This is his 3rd win, right? For the Niners, yeah. Mac McCorkle. No, I'm not worried. I think also Brock, you know, he re-aggravated his foot in that game. He probably should have just sat. I think the mistake was just playing Purdy before his foot is actually healed. Yeah. Healed. I
got you.
I think the thing that's interesting is it's not just that Mac Jones played well and that they got a win over a very good team, a division rival. It's how Mac Jones did it. He did everything you want from a quarterback in terms of like he made some incredible throws. He got rid of the ball quickly and efficiently, which you want in a Shanahan offense. He did it without his best help on the field. There's like Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, George Kittle, one day Brandon Ayuk. That's like 4 of your starters. You'll get back at one point. So you're like, well, what could
receivers out?
What could Mac Jones do with some of those guys out there? Given Christian McCaffrey, I think probably his performance lost a little bit because he helped keep that offensive line.
That engine going, man.
But when you see a quarterback who is visibly injured or hurt and just playing through it, just giving you a gutsy performance, it is, no matter who that guy is, it is hard to not gravitate towards that player. And it was like Mac Jones did everything right. That said, the Niners were still lucky to get the victory because
yes.
And not lucky. I don't want to say lucky, actually.
Yeah, you don't want to. I get you.
The Kyren Williams fumble at the 2-yard line was just an incredible play by San Francisco, by their defensive line, by a rookie. That's a freaking rookie. Alfred Collins punching the ball out there. It wasn't that Kyren Williams was completely like loose with the ball. That's just a dude making an incredible play.
Because he had it with 2 hands, and then he switches to one, and then you just see
and the ball. Like that's a 2-for-1 special by Collins. Let's just say that's an incredible play. And then 4th and short, McVay dials up a run for some reason, and the Niners D stuffs them again. Earlier in the game, Blake Corum fumbles a pitch. I don't think Blake Corum's ever going to get out of Shanahan's doghouse. And Kyron Williams also dropped a pass.
Yep.
I think it was in the third quarter.
But the other thing is, yet again, the Rams have another kick blocked.
And that